One of the worst rhymes I can think of. Terrible start, unexpected. Why are they building a rocket ship? Again, there's no logic. They're basically playing secret agents. I mean, they're basically kids. Let's get this over with. If they know who they are, especially James, he's not dumb. Thomas built up somewhat of a roller coaster ride, and he wanted all of his friends to enjoy it. But some of them don't like it except Sandy, and she has a mud fetish. I just don't like the part where Thomas was wacky and goofy and making funny noises and faces. I mean, what's the point of even this? And also, Percy's spell is also a depressing running gag. Why is Thomas the same speed as a Japanese bullet train? And also, apparently, Kana's not invincible whatsoever. And somehow Thomas is slow when he's pulling Kana. I thought he was quick. To me, this episode is basically the same as Thomas Percy and the Dragon, but it's a wacky concept. And I guess apparently Thomas has completely forgotten who are Edward and Henry. Fun fact, this is the episode that made me drop out of the series, but because you guys are fans of it, you want me to continue, I get to experience the torture! Hooray! Also, I don't know how are there shining, brighting crystals in a cave on Sodor? I guess the Lucky Bell ain't so lucky in this episode. More terrible pun-named episodes. Hooray! Okay, what is the point of this episode? They're pulling houses, and Percy's pun is so cringeworthy. This is basically counting sheep, but cows. Also, am I the only one that use cows? More because... Oh, I get it. Cash cows! This episode is basically pointless. It's about nursery rhymes. Like, you know, the ones that spam all over YouTube. Going backwards, that's what the show's been doing. This is basically all from the same episode from the original series. That's what I've heard. I wonder how. This is basically up and away, but it is worse than I thought. This shouldn't be called Capture the Flag. Also, one of the parts is similar to the original. You know, the old copy and paste. Also, why is it called Capture the Flag? I mean, it makes no sense. And apparently I forgot to mention that Kana has a charge pad. Also, what is the point with these boxcars? You know I watched the episode and it comes into a similar plot, but a windmill and another charge pad? What? Am I the one this episode gives me Thomas and the Billboard vibes? Percy's hoping to search for the light because he's afraid of the dark. What's about this episode? This really does remind me of the scene from a Bubba episode. I forgot what it is, but that really does remind me of that. You know, sometimes they just can't come up with original title episodes. Hey, what's with Thomas hopping on Bulstrode and going places? Isn't he supposed to be a train? What? I realize now some parts of this episode is basically similar to Legend of the Lost Treasure. You know, when Thomas had his #1 covered. Apparently Percy is afraid of roller coasters. I never realized now Kana is a magician with her electric powers. Well, nice to see Yambao again, but they're doing this just to get our attention. Also, to me anyways, what's the point about celebrating someone coming in to Sodor? What? Look, I get it what they did with Nia, but why are they doing it to these fraternities? Okay, what is the point of delivering a submarine? It can go through underwater, it can deliver on its own. This episode is basically just an entire pun. Even the title is a pun. What's the point of having puns in this world? This is really similar to Percy and the Calliope. I get that vibe. Boy, they really do mess up making a dinosaur. They don't know how to make a dinosaur bone? What? You know, they just really can't come up with their own ideas. Copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste. light delivery. I see what you did right there. Except that helmet make it upright delivery. I'm terrible. Let's move on. So this episode is basically summing up the COVID shutdowns. Are we really getting the vibe in this? So much flowers! Oh, Sir Topham Hatt is so impressed. Why don't they just plant them or some crap like that? Still though, they can't come up with original ideas. Thomas angry with Percy? That is such a rarity. Oh wait, Thomas was angry with Percy once before. No ideas are perfect. Seriously, nothing is perfect in this world. You really want to come up with the best idea to remember someone? Also, come on, come on, man! You can't come up with original ideas! Oh great, more original characters coming back. Whoop-de-doo! What does it all mean? It means they're giving us attention to it. It's surprising to see an episode about fall, but come on, really? Another pun title for an episode? Get out of here. Once again, they can't come up with original ideas for a title. Also, very interesting to have a Halloween episode. And still, they can't come up with original ideas. God, these pun episodes just end. Also, what is important about garbage or junk? Look, I get it, it's Memoriam, but please. This episode is just basically a game called Hide and Seek. A very interesting episode with Thomas and Diesel. We've seen this so many times during the mid-2000s, late 2000s, but it's kind of nice seeing an episode with Thomas and Diesel. It's basically like the first one, but it's similar. What is so boring about when a giant-ass machine? I gotta have more cowbell! Also, what's with all the cows? Sir Topham Hatt's hat. I see what you did there. Whoop-de-doo. You just can't come up with original ideas either. I feel like this is so similar to Wubba. Remember that ending when everyone celebrated Thomas's return? Yeah, this is kind of similar. You know, I never really expect anything from this episode, but it should have been called A New View for Harold. Or A New View for Harold and Thomas. Also, apparently Harold can carry trains now. What is going on? In the original, Skiff is fine on land. But in this one, Skiff is sick when he's on land, but he's fine in the water. What is the point of this episode? It's just about singing. I feel like this special is similar to The Great Race. I really did get a vibe from this. Does some of you get Great Race vibes from watching this? Because I did. I mean, at least Thomas won something in the end. And that's it. And I'm surprised you get to experience this torture with me, so long everyone! God, we're gonna have to do season 2 and the other special. Why?